Welcome to Through the Word, leading you on a journey through the entire Bible, one chapter at a time. Today, Chris Langham leads us through the book of Ecclesiastes. Now to Pastor Chris.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 today on Through the Word, where Solomon asks the big question at verse 2. What does man gain by all the toil by which he toils under the sun? Solomon wants to know, what's the point? What do you get out of it? What is the meaning of life? Now remember from our intro study last time that all of Ecclesiastes focuses on life under the sun. That is, heaven and hell are sort of hypothetically out of the picture. Also remember that God comes in only as a distant creator, not as a personal savior or lover of my soul. Not that God is distant, but Solomon has drifted away. His eyes are stuck on earthly things. And with that perspective, Solomon finds the answer in verse 2. Meaningless, meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Now the key word in Solomon's question is gain. What does man gain from his toils? From the day life starts to the day it finishes, what's the change? What's different? What is gained? Solomon is looking for something in life that truly lasts. After the question, Solomon steps back in verses 4 through 11 to see the big picture of life on our planet. A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun goes down and hastens to the place where it rises. The wind blows to the south and goes around to the north. Around and around goes the wind, and on its circuits the wind returns. All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they flow again. All things are full of weariness, and man cannot utter it. Solomon looks at the world and says, nothing really changes. We just keep spinning. There is nothing new under the sun. In the end, nothing is gained. You and I come and we go. The world just keeps spinning, and when we're long gone, no one remembers. Not really. So, on that happy note, Solomon decides to conduct a test. I'm not here on earth very long, he says, so what can I do that's worthwhile? Verse 13. And I applied my heart to seek and search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. Chapter 2, he explains further. I wanted to see what was worthwhile for men to do under heaven during the few days of their lives. This is the test that spans the book of Ecclesiastes like a massive high school science project. Imagine proposing this hypothesis to your bio teacher. Life is meaningless apart from God, and I intend to prove it, Professor Pickwick. Okay then, how do you plan to conduct your test? I will personally try out all the things that people chase after in life, and I'll write a report on what's good. And Solomon does exactly that. He tests out the big three: living for wisdom, living for pleasure, living for success and stuff. He starts in verse 17 by applying his heart to know wisdom. Live to learn, as so many people do. Life is a college, learn it up. So he tries, but in the end it's all chasing after the wind. Verse 18, for with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. Now remember that I told you Ecclesiastes is a book with an incomplete message. It needs the rest of the Bible. Apart from God, it's true, nothing is gained. All of life's pursuits are chasing the wind. It may fill your sails for a while, but the moment you close your fist to grab it, the wind is gone. Nothing gained. But consider what Paul said in Philippians. For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. With Jesus in the picture, suddenly gain is possible because Jesus conquered death and put the eternal back into life. He overcame the meaninglessness of this world. Paul says, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ. Solomon, however, is not so bright. He tried living to learn and it didn't fulfill, so he moves on to the next big thing. We'll check that out in chapter 2. For now, read Ecclesiastes 1 today, and as you do, consider the words of Jim Elliot. He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain that which he cannot lose.
Join us next time on Through the Word as we continue the journey, one chapter at a time. Start your own journey through the Bible with our web and mobile apps at throughtheword.org. Our apps are free and free to share, so tell your friends and take the journey together. Chris Langham is the founder of Through the Word Ministries in Diamond Head, Mississippi. You can find information and links for all of our teachers on the website. And remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing through the Word.